I'm Juliana Marlanda, and we are going to talk about how to process your process. What do I mean by that? Today at Scale Time, we get so many inquiries from clients and prospects alike, people just like you asking, okay, how is it that once I'm ready, right? Like once I know that I've got repeatable systems in place that I actually want to document, that I want to create processes for, and I want to create systems for my business, how do I actually create the process? What is the meta process? Yes, we got meta today. And how we go about doing that is really a 7-stage, process around how do we, take your core part of your business and then start to make it way more effective and efficient. First thing that we do is we create flowcharts, right? And flowcharts are nothing but little boxes on a piece of paper or a whiteboard that go from one thing to the other, where we get to design and have a bird's eye view of that core part of the business. We want to basically say, okay, what is the sequence of events? Who is handling them? How long does it take us to go from point A to point B to Z? And then be able to draw that out. Especially for digital agencies and creatives alike, this is phenomenal because you get to rediscover your business. Like, this is actually the one thing that people tend to skip over, but it's super sexy because it's like, oh wow, like that's really redundant, or wow, we can innovate on this, or we can monetize on that, or we can make this part more profitable. And why are those people doing that? I have no idea. Like, why don't we just get rid of that entire piece? So it really allows you to put your business on a piece of paper and reinvent it again, and taking a very, very sort of objective look at it, right? And then from there, we can go ahead and create a workflow, which is the sequence of events from that flow chart. And we will put that hopefully in a project manager or some sort of technology, right? Then that piece is, how do we leverage technology? Which piece of technology do we need, right? And technology allows us to work across platforms, across teams, right? A lot of us might have collaborative teams or flexible teams on staff, where some people might be employees, others might be contractors, right? If we need to fulfill on a project or for a client, and I might say, okay, how do we collaborate if someone's in Australia and then someone else is in Singapore? I could be in New York, and really make sure that we have all of the information that we need so that the project can be managed from one place. And that is what technology really allows us to do, is to create efficiencies and to also start to automate certain steps so that we can, as a group, really concentrate on the more important parts of the business, the more high level stuff. Then there's the documentation. The documentation piece of the process is, it can be videos, screencasts, screenshots, in actual documents, right? And all of this information is meant to get into the nitty-gritty of the workflow. So I often say you need a workflow because you can't track a document, but you need the document because you need to be able to delegate things quickly and have people ramp up quickly. So that documentation in whatever format or media you decide to use is going to allow you to delegate pieces of the process a lot faster, and with the trust that that process is going to remain in its reputation intact, right? Because you're gonna be able to create quality along the way and have people do things the way that you want them to do it, in a reliable manner. Then there's measuring the process. What are the metrics? What is the outcome? How long is this process taking? How do we know that people are performing well when they're completing or when they're contributing to this process? So we want to always understand, what are the key performance metrics for the core parts of our business? Then test. The same way, you'll hear me talk about process being very agile. There's different levels. You're not gonna have the same process when you're a $1 million business versus a $5 million business. Your sales will change, your project management will change, your production will change, the people involved in the business may change. So you want to always be testing, and the last piece of this will be optimizing and updating. Much like you would do a campaign, like a marketing campaign or a product launch, you want to treat your processes the same way. You want to treat them as they are going to be an agile part of your business where you are constantly optimizing and testing different things. And there we have it. There is your meta process. How do we create processes at scale time? It's with these 7 stages. And if you have any questions, let me know. Click the link below. And I love to hear how you guys are going about optimizing your processes, which processes are causing you guys the most headaches. Like if you crushed it in a process, I'd love to know about that as well.